One of the concerns that content companies have is that we don't have a pipe. One of the concerns that pipe companies like AT&T have is that we're a dumb pipe. And this makes the dumb pipe a smart pipe.
But going back to what Barry had talked about earlier, this idea that if you can't keep the content exclusive to your pipe, what's the strategic advantage?
Well, they would argue that, I mean, among the strategic advantages are the advertising thing. I mean, the data that AT&T has, which they don't tout very much because there are all kinds of privacy questions to that. They have enormous amounts of data, AT&T and customers and DirecTV customers. And if you could use that to target people more effectively, you've built a new revenue
They
stream.
could generate more advertising revenue by owning the content rather than if they're just sending the content down the pipe, because they can tell them you're going to get a white male between the ages of blah, 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 who makes an income of blah, 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 or here you're going to, we know that women of a certain age do blah, blah, blah because of our data.
But why can't you, why couldn't you do that on a licensed basis?
You could. Well, maybe you could do it on a licensed basis, but everyone wants to own the data if they can. Rather than license, because if you license it, you don't own it, and therefore someone can take it away from you.
We've talked all morning about how the stock is sitting now at about $88, which reflects at least a 50-50 chance that this transaction actually gets approved by regulators. How do you handicap it, and what do you see happening?
I mean, I think the key regulator is the Justice Department, antitrust, not the FCC, though the FCC can get in, but so could the FTC with privacy issues. You know, that's another issue. I think one of the things that we're not looking at here, and we should, is the cultural issue. If you go back to 2000 when the Time Warner AOL deal went into effect, I was standing next to Bucas at a reception, and Steve Case and the other AT&T people were in the room, and Bucas was then the head of HBO. And he says, look at these, he whispers to me, he says, look at these guys from AOL. They call us old media. He said, I made $650 million a year last year for HBO, which is more than AOL made, and yet they call me old media. So the tensions between the content company and the technology company, AOL, was vast then, and it was one of the reasons that merger didn't work. And I think you got to look, well, you have to look at that. You have to at least raise and talk about the cultural issue, as well as the government.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the I right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.